Hey guys, welcome to Ultra Instinct 101. Here, I normally teach you how to get better at fighting without even lifting a finger, okay? And that's through my 16 years of martial arts. And then what I do is I distill that information and I give it to you on a silver platter, okay? But today, what I want to talk about is something very personal to me, and it's something that I never fully understood, okay? And that is everybody's fixation and admiration of the UFC or mixed martial arts competitions, okay? For 16 years, I didn't understand why everybody was so enamored with the UFC because, first of all, everybody's fighting in their underwear, okay? So that's the first reason. And the second reason would be that anything you want to master in life takes 10,000 hours to do that, right? So you have legendary fighters like Buakaw, Sanchai, and you know, Rodtang and people like that who studied one martial art and they are still in the pursuit of mastering it even till this day because they're trying to complete their 10,000 hours. So if you want to be an MMA fighter or you think that watching MMA fights is cool, well, you're not watching a display of skill necessarily because these fighters are forced to learn 3 different martial arts, generally speaking, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and boxing, okay? And it'll be impossible to master all 3 in a lifetime. So you're watching a display of brutality more than you are watching a display of skill. Because if you were sincerely and genuinely interested in martial arts and the skill sets that people have, then you would watch each of these individual martial arts by themselves. So since that is not the case, as a martial artist, if you are sincerely interested in martial arts and not just watching a display of brutality, you would want to watch these individual martial arts by themselves. So if that's not why you're watching it, then it must be for the display of brutality, okay? And let's be honest, guys, this is not a redeeming quality for society, okay? Like our glorification of the UFC or any kind of mixed martial arts competitions, these things are not good for society, okay? If you want to watch a display of brutality, you know, what does that mean about you, right? What does that say about your personality, you know, and what you value, you know? Like, I feel like most people who watch the UFC haven't stepped in a ring, right? Or even in a cage, right? It's like, I bet that if each person, like any other sport, would have to participate in the sport or would have participated in the sport in order to watch it, nobody would be watching it, okay? I can bet my life on that, okay? Because I've been in this circle of martial arts for long enough to know that. And I know that most people who watch the UFC just want to see blood. Whoa, what are you doing? Stop grappling, get up, punch the guy. All right, Mr. Smith, we have you entering the cage in 5 minutes. Whoa, I don't wanna enter the cage or fight, or you crazy? I would never do that. I like to watch people knock each other out and bleed, but I personally don't want to do that. So, if ever you look around you in society and you ask yourself, you know, why hasn't God come back to save us? Well, you know, if we like to watch people get knocked out and hammer-fisted on the ground until their eyes roll behind their head, if that's what we like to do with our weekends and in our spare time, well, I mean, you know, what would you do if you were God? Would you come down and save us, or would you just be like, these people are sick? And I'll just wait for them to not be sick in order to extend my hand and help them, right? So that's what I really think about the UFC. And, you know, I don't think there's a problem learning mixed martial arts because maybe you want to feel like you have some sort of control over your environment. So if anything ever goes down, you know, you can fight and you're well-rounded. But to learn it is one thing, but to glorify and to watch it is another, okay? And I get it. Some people, you know, like they want to see like who would win a fight between a Power Ranger and a Ninja Turtle. So I get that kind of aspect of it. You know, you're interested in seeing what would win between 2 various people. But I mean, still, at the end of the day, if it's a mixed martial arts match, well, then it's just who can effectively kill the other person better. It's not about necessarily a display of skill, you know? And that's about it, you know? I think that if everybody had to get a certification to watch the UFC, and that certification involved doing one UFC match themselves, I think nobody would be standing in the crowd. Now, if you compare that to other sports like hockey, football, soccer, most people in the stands have played the sport, you know, and then they go and they watch it. So they have they have a participation aspect and they also have a spectator aspect to themselves, But to love to watch the brutalization of people, and who knows, these people in the ring, they may not even know why they're there in the first place, It could just be that they were a victim of trauma, and now they're acting out and they find themselves in a cage, It could be that, and you're just kind of like, you're encouraging this kind of behavior, Already fighting sports by themselves, you have to kind of look for the redeeming qualities. If it's kickboxing or boxing, you got to be like, okay, they're mastering the art of two hands here in boxing. It's quite a display of skill to watch. It's a difficult sport to master, and you look at it in that perspective of like, okay, the mastery of two hands. And then when you look at Muay Thai, you're thinking, okay, the mastery of the 8 limbs, striking. Okay, but you can't. When it comes to MMA and you have to do the groundwork, well, you can't keep an upright stance in MMA because you have to be worried about being taken down. So you have to compromise your stance, right? And for boxers, you do have a low stance, but that doesn't help you when it comes to kicks. You get hit, So it's almost like you have to compromise something in MMA in order to compete in it effectively. So, anyways, these are my thoughts on it. If you think I'm wrong or I'm missing something, leave a comment below. But I really don't think there's anything redeeming about watching the UFC, and I just think it's bad for society. So if you are sincerely interested in martial arts and you want to master something, pick one of the martial arts and master it, okay? But if you are a huge UFC fan and you don't participate in any martial arts, well, I probably wouldn't be your friend, and I would keep you on a special list of people that I think is borderline sadistic and insane. So that's it.